Hey everybody, this is Kevin Boyle. I'm here with the founder and executive director of Food for Thought Outreach, Tiffany Nelson. How's it going?
I'm good, Kevin. How are you today?
I'm good. So we are here to raise some awareness about some program giving for Food for Thought. But for the people that don't know what Food for Thought Outreach does, why don't you give them a brief rundown?
Sure. So as you know, my kids and I started Food for Thought Outreach 8 years ago. When we first became aware that there was a food insecurity issue in our community. And over those last 8 years, we've done a lot of work to raise awareness in our local community about food insecurity, and we've developed a variety of programs to provide access to critical resources for the children that live in Walton and Okaloosa counties so that they can have year-round services so that they are bridging all of the gaps in access to food, and in turn, they are showing up to school without the negative impacts of food insecurity.
So how many students did you start with?
So we started with 6.
Right, and you are at?
3,000.
3,000 students in Okaloosa and Walton County. This is an organization that not only raises awareness about food insecurity, but does something about it. So how do you tackle food insecurity in these schools?
So it all started with the core of our programs, which is our backpack program. So this is weekly access delivered directly to the student at their school by our volunteers. And what they're going to get is a backpack similar to this that's going to be filled with at least 10 easy to open, easy to prepare food items that are specifically for that child enrolled in our program. That gives them enough food to manage themselves over the weekend and get back to school on Mondays without missing meals. From there, we developed a summer program, a Thanksgiving program, a Christmas program, and then an emergency in-school snack program so that we have multiple touch points where we can reach the same group of students and provide them multiple services.
So this is something that isn't just during the school year. You know, sometimes where you have programs that are deliberately only during the school year. This is something that you're helping them throughout the year. And so that brings us to the awareness that we're trying to bring for the program giving right now. It's the end of the school year. We're going into the summer program. What are the needs of Food for Thought right now, and what are the things that you're doing differently to try to raise money?
Sure. So, the community has really rallied around us over the last 8 years, and certainly we appreciate how much people show up for us every week. I mean, Kevin, we're using 250 volunteer hours a week during the school year, so I am most certainly grateful for where we are and what we're already being given. But especially as a parent of 3 kids and someone that's here every day, I understand the fatigue that comes with the end of the school year, packing lunches, getting kids to school and practice, and our volunteers and donors experience that same sort of fatigue. Right. But with 3,000 kids to serve and these weeks left to go, and as soon as the school year is done, we're not done. We roll straight into the summer services. So it's really important this year that we look at finishing the school year in the best position possible. We've grown our outreach since August by 160%, and we've added since August 8 schools to our service, not to mention our kitchen and garden programs that we've opened this year. So what we're looking at is an opportunity to consider that Food for Thought serves your community. They're serving a school where you work, where you live, and probably where your kids go to school. Right. So we wanted to highlight the 31 schools that we serve.
31 schools.
31 schools. I mean, at this point, it is harder to imagine that Food for Thought isn't serving your community than we are. Right. So we wanted to give people some ownership of their opportunity to help kids that live and go to school where their kids live and go to school and where they work. So we're giving folks an opportunity to help a specific school if they wish get through the end of the school year. So we have 31 opportunities to sponsor a school, and for that, it's a $1,000 donation. But here's what I want you to consider. my family and I want to sponsor a school, and we may not necessarily be able to write $1,000 check, but we've asked some of our friends to match our donations so that we can all go in together and sponsor a school. And there's schools that matter to us as a family because our kids are in the school system here. And I imagine that our volunteers and our donors and our community members also have a connectivity to a specific school or area that we serve, and they too would like to invest in the future of that community by making a donation like this.
Okay, so how do people make a donation to Food for Thought Outreach?
The easiest and most direct option, Kevin, is to visit our website, which is fftfl.org. You can donate online. We can offer you payment options to get through now to the end of the school year, or you can mail us a check, and you can find our mailing address on our website as well, or our physical addresses are on our website if you want to drop off a check. I think another thing to add, Kevin, is to remind people that what we provide to kids fits in a backpack like this. And what we spend in the year is $5 per student per week of service. So every donation matters to us, whether it's sponsoring a school for $1,000 or dropping off a $5 check to help a student. We just want for the community to be a part of what we're doing to serve its children.
Absolutely. And if you've never volunteered with Food for Thought before and you've never dropped off a backpack at these schools, you don't realize how important these backpacks are to these kids. So the main point here is that we want to finish the school year strong at Food for Thought. We want your help. You can donate at fftfl.org and find out all of the information that you need about Food for Thought outreach. And again, we appreciate all of your support. And thanks very much, Tiffany, for all you do.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you.
Thanks.